Hello and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Frankie de Jong as the player. I've spoken about him potentially being a replacement of Busquets, as Busquets have announced that he will be leaving the club. Frankie de Jong, in a recent interview, emphasized that we are different players. We are going to be discussing more on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking on this plot twist about Joshua Kimmich, as it has been reported that the Barca midfield target has no intention of leaving Bayern Munich, despite contrary reports. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, give the video a like, and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona were formally presented with the league title 2 nights ago following their game against Real Sociedad at the Camp Nou. Although the Catalans slumped to a 2-1 defeat, the team had already secured the title last weekend. One of the players who played a key role in Barcelona's title triumph this season is Frankie de Jong. After being close to leaving Camp Nou last summer, the Dutchman has emerged as one of the most improved players in the team. In a recent interview, de Jong has talked about his life at Barcelona, along with his future prospects with the team. He said, "It suits me better, the coach, the team, and I myself like it," he said. "I think you can always keep developing. If you keep working hard and stay physically okay, you will get better." De Jong believes Barcelona have the potential to compete with teams like Manchester City next season, but the team must show it on the pitch, he said. Going by his word, he said, "They have been at that high level for years. We have to go there. I think we have a good team with a lot of potential and many young players. We have to show it." It has been 4 years since Frankie de Jong joined Barcelona. The midfielder has admitted he does miss his earlier life in the Netherlands, but he is happy with his current life in Barcelona. He said, "Some little things, but I think life here is fantastic. If I and the club continue to be fine, I would prefer to stay here as long as possible," he said, suggesting that the player would be open to prolonging his stay at the Camp Nou further than his current contract. De Jong also talked about his situation last summer, where he was close to leaving the Camp Nou. He said, "The club was in a difficult situation. They could have sold me very expensive. They wanted to, and there were talks with Manchester United going on, but I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave at all. I stayed." Finally, the former Ajax man talked about Sergio Busquets and how he has been compared as the ideal successor. He said, "I hear it often, but I think we are different types of players. He is a real fixed number 6 according to Barcelona profile. I need freedom of movement," he said. It must be noted that Barcelona are scouring the market for a new midfielder this summer. They have identified Joshua Kimmich as a potential target, though it is Sofian Amrabat who is likely the number 1 choice for the Catalans this summer. Frankie de Jong, of course, have been a very important player for us. Every single season, Frankie de Jong continues to show his importance in this team, and even though it was a shock last season that Barca were trying so hard to sell him to Manchester United, understandably so because of financial reasons, the club have been going through a lot financially, and Frankie de Jong pinned his ground that he won't leave this club. He still believed that there was still a lot for him to play in Barcelona, the club of his dreams. And his stubbornness paid off, isn't it? Because Frankie de Jong finally did not move a muscle. He stayed at the Camp Nou. And here we are seeing Frankie de Jong doing what he does best. This season he has been a fantastic player without any doubt. And also trying to talk about his comparison with Sergio Busquets. There are two different types of players. He himself insists that Sergio Busquets is that kind of number 6 who is fixed, who is more defensive, whereas Frankie de Jong is a player with more freedom. He likes to track back, he goes forward, assists, he helps the forward, and so on and so forth. And I think he's a different type of, and honestly, I think Frankie de Jong is a modern day defensive midfielder, because honestly, when we look at football these days, I don't think many defensive midfielders and not the Busquets type. If we look at it critically, they also go advance in the field and they do things up front. They shoot from long range and they score goals. But Busquets is always that traditional, and I don't know, honestly, sometimes I'm not too happy for the fact that Xavi wants to, because it was in the beginning, Xavi wants that kind of midfielder should always be there. Like, if Busquets is not there, Xavi even wanted him to stay because Xavi doesn't know where he can get that kind of Busquets player again in the world. Like, are we not moving forward? Shouldn't we be trying to go and play football the way it should be played in modern times? Because I don't think things have changed. But Xavi doesn't see it that way. Even the Zubimendi that Xavi is talking about, Zubimendi also can go forward. He also helps the forward. He goes front and he goes most advanced. So I think Frankie de Jong is that kind of DM that even if Busquets leave and Barca don't buy any DM, I think Frankie de Jong would do us great favor to play that role. He is a DM ever since he was at Ajax, but because Barca never saw him as that, they were putting him as a central midfield. Then on to the final story of discussion. Amid all the speculations making the rounds about the future of Joshua Kimmich, Florian Plattenberg has offered an update. The Sky Sport journalist has clarified that Kimmich does not want to leave Bayern Munich. He also denies reports suggesting Barcelona had contacted the player's entourage over a potential move in the Camp Nou this summer. Plattenberg points out that Kimmich does not have an agent to begin with. The midfielder had negotiated his contract extension all by himself. He certainly has no desire to leave the club anytime soon either. Plattenberg also suggests the German international is a future leadership candidate for Bayern Munich, especially with Manuel Neuer and Thomas Müller nearing the end of their respective careers. At the age of just 28, Kimmich has featured in almost 350 competitive matches for Bayern and is regarded as one of the best midfielders in world football. Barcelona therefore had identified him as the ideal man to replace Busquets. The update from the Sky Sports journalist comes against the backdrop of recent reports that even claim Kimmich entourage has offered himself to Barcelona. But it is clear that the German has no desire to leave Bayern anytime soon. He resonates with the local fan base quite strongly and is indeed a future captainship candidate. His prolonged stay at the Allianz Arena could be crucial in Bayern's development under Thomas Tuchel. Barcelona, meanwhile, must shift their attention to more realistic alternatives. They have been linked with a move for Sofian Amrabat lately, with the Florentina star reportedly their number one target in the bid to replace Sergio Busquets this summer. Amrabat is not, it's not the only target, with Barca also linked with a move for Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan will become free agent in the coming summer, though Man City have stepped up efforts to keep hold of him. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.